I volunteered. I volunteered for everything in World War II. I was 18 years old and I volunteered for everything. I spent 2 years aboard the USS Brooklyn, a light cruiser in Europe. I went overseas in 1942. November the 11th, 6 days later, we hit North Africa. Casablanca, Oran, Algiers, Palermo, Sicily, Naples, Italy, Anzio, Italy, and southern France. We bombarded all them places. And then they had women propagandism, and they announced that they sunk us. We went to Gibraltar, and we hit there. We laid there for a whole month, making them believe that they sunk us. Then we went back to France. We bombarded shore France. We knocked off their shore batteries, and then they brought their tanks. We knocked off their tanks. And then I volunteered for the Pacific. I spent 2 years in Europe and 2 years in the Pacific. In the Pacific, I became an underwater demolition team. They call themselves Navy SEALs. I swam in enemy harbors and blew up their ships.
How did?
Well, it affected me terribly, but I was happy that I came out of it alive, because I'd seen a lot of action in World War II. It's a miracle that I came out alive. I could tell you that. I could swear to that, because I seen a lot of action in Europe and the Pacific. I don't know how in the world I survived. World War II claimed almost 40 million lives, mostly civilians, than military. There was cities, it became prairies from the bombing.
What were you?
What? I was happy that when the war was over and I became a civilian. I used to enjoy myself in life because all my brothers were gone. My wife died. I was married in 1950. I met my wife in 1950. And we were married 64 years. She died 2 years ago. And I'm 92 today. I'm going on 93. And I have 2 daughters and 2 grandchildren. Whatever I have, I leave it to my grandchildren. I had a home, I sold it, and I gave half of the money to my daughter, my granddaughter, and half to my grandson, so they could get ahead in life. Well, all I could say is that I really fought in World War II, and I'm lucky that I didn't get killed. I have a letter from President Truman.
Yeah.
The President of the United States sent me a letter. Nicholas R. Colon, that's my name. To you who answered the call of your country and served in its armed forces to bring about the total defeat of the enemy, I extend the heartfelt thanks of a grateful nation. As some of the nation's finest, you undertook the most severe task one can be called upon to perform, because you demonstrated the fortitude, resourcefulness, and calm judgment necessary to carry out that task. We now look to you for leadership and example in further extending our country in peace. Harry S. Truman, signed, the White House.
Thank you. In closing, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to interview you and for participating in the Veterans History Project.
Thank you.
You're welcome.